you can't change the game. You can only change the way you play it. And that's my general attitude about all of 2025.
Meredith, I'm so excited to have you here in LA because this season is delivering. Episode after episode just gets better and better. But I want from your perspective, how has it been watching it all back? Because a lot has happened.
Yes, a lot has happened. I don't think I realized in real time really how much really was happening.
Right.
There's, a lot that goes on that we don't necessarily know about. So it's pretty wild seeing everything play back in real time and learning about the things that I didn't know about, especially with Mary and Robert Jr. That was definitely a surprise that I learned when everyone else did on social media just shortly before it aired. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I knew nothing about it.
So that probably made more sense than to you why she was kind of acting that way. Because you've said, you're like, is something going on with you? You seem very distant.
Yeah, no, I noted that her behavior seemed different to me. And, I said it to her and then I said it again at Shabbat dinner. And things make a lot more sense now. That's a lot to go through.
Now with this information, have you been able to talk with her? I know you guys had the reunion, but are you in a better place knowing that she was going through something?
Yeah, of course. I mean, as soon as the, story about Robert came out on social media, I reached out to her, immediately. And I felt like it was a very good interaction. And then, we've texted since then. But even before then, we had interactions. You do see us make peace at the mitzvah.
Right.
I think it was just more of, me moving on, not really understanding why we were in the situation we were in. And her, I think, moving on and saying, I've got more important issues to deal with right now, which obviously,
yeah,
it's true.
Right.
So I think we weren't already kind of at a place of peace, just not quite understanding, perhaps.
Got it. What about with Angie? Because obviously we saw you throw her out. Do you stand by that?
I do. I mean, look, watching it back, do I think that Brittany had a hand in it? Yeah, of course. Like, she was in the wrong as well. But the reality is what I knew at the time was Angie started it by saying Brittany was doing 3 guys. She has had a history of these kinds of commentary with me, with Lisa, Heather, Jen. I mean, on and on. So it was like not surprising when Brittany said it to me. And I mean, I probably should have thrown Brittany out with her. I don't know.
Maybe, honestly.
I don't know.
But the high body count hair of it all, that has now become such a term where I'm like, wait, do I have high body count hair?
No, you do not.
The thing, though, with Angie, you guys just filmed the reunion, like I said. Without giving too much away, were you able to at least say, like, your side of the story? And did you guys come to a resolution?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I said my side of the story. I feel like I had a chance to really speak for myself because a lot of times I feel like I don't get that opportunity. I'm definitely the calmer one of the group.
You do not
engage.
Part. You're like, I'm disengaging.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I do feel like I got an opportunity to say what I needed to say. I hope it all airs. I mean, there's only a few hours to air. So, who knows what we'll see. But I do think that I got to say everything. I think that we've come to, at least a place of mutual understanding. And that's positive. That's a starting point.
That's a starting point. And that's why we love a reunion, as long as we can get to some sort of thing where there is a path forward, right?
Right.
So you think there's a path forward with you and Angie?
I mean, first of all, I always think there's a path
always,
forward.
right.
It's just a matter of what capacity.
Totally.
And to me, that always boils down to what, how accountable are you for your actions? Are you apologetic? What the situation is. And obviously, the more accountable someone is, the more apologetic someone is, the easier it is to move forward. I mean, I believe in second chances, and if you're not accountable and not apologetic, we're still going to move forward. It's just going to be in a different capacity.
Fully.
The alternative is dying.
True.
I mean, we are moving forward.
We always are moving forward. Thoughts on her, though, having the center snowflake?
I mean, I think she was really happy and proud of that. And so I'm happy for her,
Okay.
Great.
We're moving on then. Great.
Yeah.
What about you and Whitney? Because you guys had your ups and downs again this season. You called her a liar. Do you still think she's a liar?
I think Whitney has a continuous struggle with the truth. I do. It's not I think. I've seen it for fact. I've seen her lie a multitude of times. But, I don't know where it goes. I thought we kind of were in a more neutral space when we left Reunion. And I'm still blocked on Instagram,
You're still blocked?
Yeah, I went to see it the other day because I had seen there were rumors circulating about her marriage. And so I was like, oh, I'm sure she shut this down. And I went to see, and I didn't have access. I didn't ask my daughter if she was still blocked, but I can. I didn't bother this time.
Interesting. I'm surprised you're still blocked, but I'm also surprised with the rumors. She has not said anything, so I don't know.
Oh, she hasn't?
No, she has not said anything.
I didn't realize that.
Which I don't.
I thought I saw somewhere that she did say something. Maybe I missed. See, I don't have access.
You don't have access to her Instagram. But as far as I know, and I checked recently, she has not said anything. So I don't know if you have heard any of these rumors.
No, I hadn't. I mean, I didn't hear anything about it. I know there's been a lot of speculation about me, about Bronwyn, about Whitney.
Right.
I think those are the main three on our cast people are speculating about. And no, I don't think any of it's true. I mean, look, I don't know. Like I said,
Right.
I'm blocked on her Instagram. We don't communicate on a regular basis. I thought things were neutral, but maybe they're not. Maybe I'm mistaken. I have no idea. But I find it surprising if that would be true of any of us.
Right.
But anything's possible. I have no idea. But I can say it's not true about me. I'm not getting divorced.
Which is great. We love to hear that because we did see this past season, you guys, you have always been very open and vulnerable about your relationship on the show and on your podcast too. And then, we saw this season that you were very upset with him when he left Palm Springs. So what is an update on the two of you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a difficult year for us because we really, for the last 5 years or so, basically since the pandemic, have been inseparable, because Seth has, for the most part, been able to work remotely other than maybe, 7-8 days a month or whatever. Right. So he would just travel with me and be wherever I needed to be. And it was phenomenal. It was amazing. And then, in January, he took a new position and it slowly kept escalating into more and more time in Columbus. And we used to do that, and it's hard. It's a little easier now because it's not like we have 3 little kids at home, so it's definitely easier. But I like being with my husband. He likes being with me. So it's a strain. It makes communication difficult. You're on different time zones. He's getting home and I'm exhausted or vice versa.
Totally.
So
it's definitely a challenge, but also, like we were saying, you move forward. You guys will figure it out.
Absolutely.
2025, Seth, come home more.
No, absolutely. And we are figuring it out. And, he's going to be making some changes. So
okay.
We'll see where it all lands,
Okay.
It's all good. We're definitely in a much better place now than we were in Palm Springs.
Which we love it. And we love to hear it. I did bring up, 2025. Do you have any resolutions going into the new year or anything that you're like, oh my God, I do not want to bring this with me from 2024?
My biggest thing for me is, it's like you can't change the game. You can only change the way you play it. And that's my general attitude about all of 2025.
Wait, I feel like this needs to be your tagline.
I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Change it. Yes, it's so good.
Yes. So, everyone should stay on their toes because There you go.
There you go, 2025. We're going to see an engaged Meredith. An engaged Meredith. I do want to know, though, because I heard that you got a phone call from someone from prison, a Miss Jen Shah.
That is correct.
Were you expecting that, or was that like completely out of the blue?
I had been told by her manager that she was probably going to reach out. I didn't know when, and so I was obviously a little taken by surprise in the actual moment. But it's quick, it's 10 minutes, it's recorded, and it's, you interrupted periodically with a recorded message that you're on with a federal penitentiary.
Right.
It's an unusual call. But, her overall tone was upbeat. And from what I understand, she's been working really hard on herself. She's working hard to support the other women around her and, help people out in a variety of different ways, whether it's fitness or, hair and makeup or whatever it may be. And is, serving her time, and with the little bits of money she's able to make there, paying some restitution. And it's my understanding that Sharif is as well. So they're doing on their end what they can to right the wrongs.
Will you be there for her when she gets out of prison as a friend?
I mean, I'd like to be. There's a lot that went down with Jen and I prior to her going to prison that needs resolution. Yeah. There's stuff we have to, get into. And, it was an odd situation in season 3 because when she had told me that she made an attempt on her life, I had just gone through that with my nephew. And I made a commitment at that point that I was letting everything else go and making sure that this woman survived this whole process. And so I did. And it was, I'm happy that was a decision that I made. I think it was the right thing to do. And I think that Jen has probably been working very hard on herself from what I understand. I think she's probably experienced quite a bit of growth. And I'd love to see that, I'd love to see that. I'm rooting for her, I do believe in second chances. And if you're doing all the right things to right the wrongs and as best you possibly can, you got to get a second chance.
Do you think there is a world that she would come back on the show and the other women would open their arms to that or be okay with that?
I think that it will be a mixed reception. I think that some of the women will be okay with it, depending, again, like I said, on how she handles things once she comes out.
Right.
I think she has, a little bit of work to do on the ground before everyone's going to just be like, oh, hey, and exactly. I don't think she would be surprised by that.
Got it.
I think that there are some women who will be less willing to forgive and move on than others. I guess just move on. I mean, I think everyone's probably forgiving at some level, but I don't know.
I feel like the message of this interview is just to keep going. We just got to keep moving forward.
You do.
Right?
You do. And it's like, yes, of course, your past experiences change the way you interact moving forward. But that's what I do. I keep moving on. I mean, I know the women like to label me as a lot of things. They like to label me as playing the victim. I don't. I don't use my experience as excuses. I may tell you what I'm experiencing so you can understand where my head is at so that you can, try to be a friend, or a grudge holder or whatever. I move on pretty easily. I'm not the grudge holder here. I think there are a lot of other women who really hold grudges, and I'm able to own up to things that I do wrong when I recognize them and apologize. And even when I don't do something wrong, I'm able to apologize that my actions hurt somebody, even if it wasn't my intention.
And that's what you need to do. And that's what other people need to do as well.
I agree.
Fully. Going into the holiday season, who is on the naughty list and who is on the nice list from your cast? And this is could be a complicated question.
I think that because we just had reunion, it would be pretty tough for me to put anybody on naughty right now.
Okay.
I think we have nice and open to moving to nice.
Okay, that's good. That is good. That is good. Okay, so if you could describe the reunion in 3 words, what would it be? Or one word, whatever you choose.
I mean, volatile, like really all over the place. Like, I don't mean volatile in the way of, yelling, screaming, because we've definitely had much louder reunions than this, but really like all over the place. Like, I think we really hit a lot of big issues that needed to, be discussed.
Right.
I think there was a lot of things that have been lingering from past seasons that kind of just never had resolved, that some of which does get resolved. I feel like we dug deeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking back on this season, what has been your high and what has been your low? Like, what is the rose and what is the thorn of the season?
So the rose is definitely my bat mitzvah.
Of course. I mean, you coming on that sleigh, iconic.
Yeah.
That was iconic.
That was, for me, like the most phenomenal moment. The service was just so special and emotional, and I didn't even expect to be moved the way that I was. So that is 100% my rose. My family was there.
Yes.
You guys got to see my oldest son.
I know.
My mom. Like, it was really very special. The thorn, I'd have to say probably finale. It was rough.
Oh, okay. Something we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah.
How would it compare to last season's finale, though? Because that was insanity. Like, that was insane.
Yes, it was very different.
Okay.
But probably some equal surprises, just different. Not like there was not going to be any like one major big reveal
Reality
or anything.
tease,
No,
yeah.
there's nothing like that. But it's wild. It's wild. It was a rough night for me.
Did you engage or disengage?
Both.
Okay. That's kind of the best to do.
Both. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. One last thing. I think fans love to see that you're friendly with Lisa this time around. What makes it different between the two of you?
It's a new friendship. It's not, we didn't like try to repair the old friendship. We forged ahead and started something new. And so what the other women don't understand while they're trying to weaponize our past interactions against us, it's not going to work because we moved on. And you guys should too, and stop talking about it because we're not.
I feel like that if I had a mic that wasn't attached, that would be the mic drop moment. But seriously, the whole the theme of this interview was just to move on. So everyone move on. 2025, we're moving on.
I mean, I am. I don't know about the rest of them, but I am, and it's fine. Like, I'm not worrying about everyone else. I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on my family. I'm focused on my business. I'm focused on thriving and supporting, the causes that I care about and the things in this world that are important to me. And hopefully the women can be a part of that.
Yep. Meredith, we'll end it there because I don't know what else to say because you just wrapped it up in a beautiful Christmas bow. So
thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Everything. Happy holidays to everyone. Meredith, thank you for coming in. This was so fun.
Thank you so much.